This looks like a 2010 Charger. Look at this. I like how this one has the. I mean, I had mine installed in my Explorer, but it's right there. The touch screen. What kind of? This looks like a Dodge. This looks like a Challenger or something. I can't tell what this is. It doesn't say. Look at the fuel tank on this thing. And this one over here looks like it was a 2017. There's a lot of Dodges out here, but I like it. A Daytona. Is that what this is? I just looked at this car before. Hold on a minute. Yeah, that's the same interior. I was right next to that one. It's another Dodge. It's a Dodge Charger. That's what it is. This one looks like it's for sale, but the only question is, well, let me see what year it is. 1952. 1952. Let's look at the inside first. Cool. Well, it's a 1952 Ford. Ford Custom V8. Yo, this is wicked. So I have a question. Are you showing this one off or?
No, kind of just my daily.
All right. Because I see a lot of cars here that don't even belong here. And I'm looking at this like, are they just showing off like cars from today too? Or?
Yeah, no, my actual other car broke down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's sitting in the garage. But me and the guy in the blue shirt that's sitting down were the ones that running it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're here every week.
Right.
So bring whatever you want. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no. Well, when I saw muscle cars, I'm like, well, I don't have a muscle car, but I do have a. Yeah. I do have a classic, however, so they better not turn it away just because. No. I found it. I was on Facebook and I found it.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, you know what? And I've shown cars. I've shown this car off at car shows out near my location, but the thing is like I think I was in Kings Park that last year. I said to myself, I like it out in Nassau. Let me check out some car shows in Nassau. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. And why not? It seems like a lot of people out here love looking at cars more than they do out there. I mean,
yeah, I mean, a lot of people jump from one place to another. Some people go just to see different stuff,
And I like seeing new cultures too, like new cultures out here, showing off a car, looking at new cultures, and where I come, I outlived Suffolk. I mean, like I was born and raised there, and I'm still living there. It's like, so it's. But I travel into the city a lot too.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
and
pass it right through.
Roosevelt Field Mall by the train and the bus.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's your name?
I'm Bob.
Oh, you just said that. I'm sorry. Yeah, Scott. We just did. So I wonder if there's more coming.
Yeah, more people usually show up around like 6:30 or so.
Oh.
A little bit later.
Right. Okay. I actually like this truck. It's kind of a nice truck. But, it looks like, I don't know if this guy's even showing this thing off or what, but, it's a nice car, though. 2000. This is definitely either a 90s or a 2000 and something police car. It doesn't say a year on it or anything. There's no registration on it. But I think when I was at the car show in Kings Park last year, showing this baby off over there, I saw this car, and I don't know. Maybe it's the same guy. I'm not sure, but if it isn't, maybe the same. Maybe a different guy has the same car. 2022. Jesus, that's practically today's car. Look at this. It's nice. That's practically the same one as the one over there. It's got the same interior and everything, but it's a little older. It's a little, yeah, a little. This one has like the spoiler on the bottom, and look at that. And another 2004 Mustang. I feel like this was the same car that I remember that back in the, Jesus. Guys, I remember that same car in white used to pass by my house all the time in 2003, and this guy was a nut job driving down the road. Constant. Okay, finally I get to see what the inside of this used to look like. And that looks like it had a touchscreen radio built in. I'll bet you that wasn't the same back then. Yeah. Okay. This is one of the newer models. Yeah, this is 2019. Definitely this is a newer model. This was back when, this is going forward in time to when touchscreens were really getting popular, or already were.
I like it to see it be more profitable for
Yep.
because I mean I went into the church and it needs
2019. Okay. It's got the spoiler. That time it had the spoiler on the bottom there. I like this car. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this bastard. Oh my God. This looks like it was a race car at one time. 1931? Are you crazy? Oh my God. Look at the inside of this thing. Holy shit.
and the only way I found out about it was I met a girl
Yeah, this was definitely a race car at one time. Look at the tires on this thing.
and she said here's a flyer. Right. Do you have any more?
Every year.
2002. Okay.
But I had them there yesterday.
I like the American flags on it. Very patriotic.
They don't think. You go to Belmont, you gotta come with 60, 70 clients.
Yeah, this car is sick. I wonder how fast it
Just
goes.
outside of town at the Marine Village.
That's nice. You still got the mini Han.
They've redone a couple times.
I remember working on one of these. I remember a lot of these cars go forward into my time, but
I'll be out there in the morning.
yeah, look at that. I remember these. I can't really exactly tell what this car is because it doesn't say a make on it. 40th anniversary GP. What kind of a car is this? Oh, it's a Pontiac. Okay. Yeah, see the emblem? It's a Pontiac.
My sister was in Arizona and had some cancer.
This one, I'll give credit for. 1950 Oldsmobile. Ha! I like Oldsmobiles. My mother had I remember my mother had that Oldsmobile, 1980s Oldsmobile Cutlass. 4-door sedan. I remember my father was, I was sitting in the rubber console that mine actually has, but it's the, it had that, and I would sit on it. My father would be the passenger of that car, for whatever the reason was. He didn't really drive much back then, I guess. I don't know, but he would always be in the. I would always lay on his shoulder, lay on his lap while my mom's driving that thing on the highway. Back when these old babies were driving on the highways all the time. And I'm telling you, bro. I'll never forget that argument that they had in the car while I was napping. Check this baby out. This is a, oh, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is a '64 Mustang. One of the fastest cars back in the '60s. Look at the interior in this car, huh? And that's mine right there. I see it every day, so. But you know what? Would any of you fans like to see it? Please be my guest. This is actually what it looks like when the hood is closed. Yeah, so just so you know, whenever I see somebody standing right by this, I always tell them, watch your eyes, because this thing will stab you right in the face. This thing still works. There's the Miller's Ale House right behind the trees here. I can't tell what that store is right behind it, but there's the Miller's Ale. We're right at the Miller's Ale House right over here. If I could zoom it in, there it is, Miller's Ale House. Fans, I gotta use the restroom. Actually, let's check this car out some more. We checked it out before, but we didn't really check enough out because I had just gotten here. This looks like a 1960s GTX. It looks like it's made by Pontiac, but... Right? Or oh no, it's Plymouth. It's a Plymouth. It's a Plymouth, I think it is. That's what it says on the Yep, I was right. It's a Plymouth GTX. Like mine is the Plymouth Fifth Avenue. That's hysterical, man. Wow. I like how it has the flag on the antenna, the electric antenna there. Yeah.
Yeah, I found the air cleaner like last year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, eBay. I've been looking forever. Old rusty crap. So I hit it right. You gotta wait.
Yeah.
Is that yours over there?
That's mine. Yeah, I think I saw you looking at it before.
I loved it. I had an 84. I loved that friggin' car. The inside?
Did you know that mine was the Albuquerque police car years
really?
ago? Oh yeah. They didn't use them here for that, but you know.
Probably repo on the drugs or something.
Well, you know, back in the day, a lot of guys that were up to no good would not that I'm not, but I'm just saying a lot of guys back in this generation would drive American-made cars like that, and they would, you know, a lot of pimps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was with the opera lights, and then you had that little button for the amplifier.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
that there? You know, for the amplifier and the radio.
I mean, if you watch like the old '80s movies, like you know, you got the Terminator, then you got the freaking
Superfly.
yeah, and then you got the Ghostbusters. Like they drove cars like it in the movies, and they did in real life, believe it or not. And it was like
The 318, right?
people would take strippers out in cars like mine.
Freaking cars. So I used to get people and they sitting there and said, man, I feel like I'm sitting in a limo.
Well, this car, I don't think this car was even a limo. But I know that in Albuquerque, they used them as the detective's car back in the day.
Pretty fancy.
But, you know,
Yeah, I said, man, that's memories.
but at just about anywhere, this used to be the freaking pimp car. from the 80s, and
It was classy, I thought. It was nice.
Yeah.
Mine was silver with a silver Landau.
well, if you notice, if you look carefully, somebody I think I know what happened, but a lot of lies were told. But when this car was given to me, it was it was driven. I guess he cut the wheel too hard, and it was driven into by the the dairy barn post
Oh,
by mistake. So I had a suction cup that whole. You should have seen it before. I had a suction cup that whole freaking
never
thing
know
out.
it.
No, because he knew that I was getting the car, and I guess he didn't want to give it to me, but he had no choice because who made the choice that owned it was this person I used to take care of, whose husband was the original owner of that car.
you gotta watch them wheel covers. I was a truck, like this is when you paid the toll.
Yeah,
And I came too close to the curb, and all I heard was ting, 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 ting. All the smoke broke.
yeah, they're held on by a screw. So
Yeah, they all like tinkled right off, like it sounded like bells.
I remember ones that weren't held on by screws, and I remember seeing them go right. These cars go right over the potholes, and imagine you walking by there. That hit you in the neck and cut your head off.
Yeah.
No, these I checked them out. If you take off the centerpiece, that actually you'll see it. They're held on by a screw,
Like a bicycle or something.
like a flathead screw, which is good because if that ever believe me, if that ever happened to me, forget it.
Yeah.
Despite that I have extras in there, it would look like crap if I did that.
No, the whole thing was like a classy car.
Yeah.
I like the four headlight. I like the whole thing, and I like the emblem was like the front's like a crystal on the hood.
Well, you probably know this already, but the electric antenna still works on it.
Yeah, as soon as you turn on the radio or start the car, yeah. No, it had a lot of nice options in it.
I remember, but you know, back in the day, these cars actually, those types of cars, even if the radio was off, it would just go on. The antenna would
That
just.
whole the size of the radio, I remember that. I was like, somebody tried to break into the car. I was living in Plainview.
Yeah.
They got my back. They tried to get the radio out. They couldn't get it out. But they were nice thieves. The dome light, they just disconnected the dome light. It was hanging there, so they didn't destroy anything.
Right.
Nice thieves.
They were nice.
They were nice thieves. Yeah.
Wait, so they were nice to you, but they broke into the car.
Well, they could have like broke a window or something. Somehow they used a Slim Jim.
See, I don't see that anywhere. Like, you know, if they're thieves, then they're just not nice. Like, you know.
Well, now the junkies will break your whole car apart and get a nickel off the dashboard.
Oh yeah, well I'm hearing. I don't know if it's still going on, but I did hear that they were stealing catalytic converters nowadays.
Oh, everywhere.
Out of cars. I don't know if it's still going on, but it was a couple of years back, they were stealing catalytic converters.
You got them in there.
Oh yeah, well this is probably one of the first cars to have like power locks, power windows.
Yeah, it's got the cats in it.
It didn't have, although it still didn't have emissions back then. What it does have that even today's cars have too is a catalytic converter, and then you have like the power locks, the power windows.
Yeah, it's like a baby Cadillac.
I think the Cadillac was one of the first. The '80s Cadillac was one of the first. But you know, before that,
That was the top of the line.
yeah, this car was. The only thing is, my particular one is practically one of the only ones you ever see at car shows, because
They all rusted out.
80. I never understand it, but a lot of 1980s American-made cars besides mine, they are never usually at car shows at all for some reason.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Like I guess they all just went to. I guess they were manufactured too cheap back then, and they just went to junk. Or I don't know.
Yeah, there's certain cars you don't see.
I just don't understand it. Like mine, because
You can't even find usually.
like mine, you know, it's an antique, so I can't understand it. Like why my particular one, just because it's an '80s one, you don't see it.
Haggerty insurance on it?
I tried Haggerty, they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't even.
Oh, really?
So I just put it under a classic car policy, with what I have. That I'm running my Explorer, my 2003 Explorer on, and it, you know, I said, and I just. Despite what because what they have me using is it's like a thing where it tracks your speed and your,
That, like Allstate does that.
Well, now I didn't have that. I didn't put that on this car because it's not like I drive it all the time. I drive it when I'm going to a car show.
Yeah, but you got your iPhone with you. Could be in your phone. You could be driving around and it's tracking your speed because it's on your phone.
Yeah, but I don't have it set to that.
Yeah, I take it off. Like I got an Escalade. I drive to Florida. I shut that shit off.
Mine says it's not illegible because it's an antique, and besides, I said it that way. So
How many
that-
miles you got on it?
well, you're gonna laugh at me if I tell you this. When I got it, it only made it to like 29
Wow.
actually, but now it made it only to 49,000.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad for something like this. I mean, something like this by now would have like probably about 500,000.
Well, you keep changing the oil. 318 will go a long way.
Oh yeah, I'm not really sure how many miles that these could last up to, but like I know my Explorer, it's got about it just reached now 174.
Yeah,
Those could last you up to 300,000
a lot of
miles.
cars. Just change the oil, maintain it. That's all.
Yeah, I do it all the time. I change oil. I change oil in these things all the time. I just had a new valve cover gasket put in this thing because when I went to change the oil, I saw like
Dripping in.
very, very slight drip, and I'm like, what the? Guy
That's
fixed
the
it.
worst thing. That's all right.
Guy fixed it. Power washed the whole engine because it was smoking. You know,
Use a simple green.
yeah,
Simple green with a hose.
yeah. I think
Don't
that I think that's what he did. I'm not sure.
Yeah, simple green.
I used to detail cars at my old job, so I'm pretty sure I know that's what he used.
Yeah, that's what I use on that. I squirt it on that.
That's yours too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's I mean it's practically like mine except it's the 60s version. It's the Plymouth
68, yeah, GTX.
GTX. I mean, I've never seen that before. I've seen GTOs, but
It's like a Roadrunner, but it's a glorified Roadrunner.
okay, yeah. Well, it looks like a Roadrunner to me. It looks pretty quick. Like you
Yeah,
know.
it's got a lot of torque.
I mean, this is all original. This was never restored with anything.
There ain't anything changed on that.
No. Yeah. But the thing is, the speed is the same. Like it doesn't. It's fast, but it's not. It only picks up speed to like a certain point of the road, which cars did back then.
Mhm.
You know, you had to really wait on that. You know, and then if you wanted to merge into the next lane and like I only know because I remember when even your 90s cars were like that. Your 1990s whatevers, you know. Now you have cars that are built with pick up and go. I mean, okay, I like it, but probably my next car might have that, but I'm not really gonna like, I don't know. I'm me. Like I'm
You're
not
young
like
enough to fiddle around and do what you want later.
no, but see, you know what it is? I'm me. Like I know guys my age minus, not even plus, minus, who go faster than me in these cars.
Yeah, fast to get it.
I don't drive fast. I just drive my pace.
Cruiser.
I just
Put it
drive.
on
Yeah.
cruise control.
This actually has a cruise control.
Got everything in it. Got everything in it.
This actually has a cruise control,
Oh yeah.
but it's very hard to get it working. You know, I don't even think these things were that even like high definition back
I
then.
never had a problem with it.
Yeah.
I had 3 kids. I threw them in the back. They're back there. Ooh.
Anyway, were you in the service, by the way?
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Drafted.
Drafted, huh? Oh, jeez.
67, yeah.
Oh boy. Vietnam, huh?
They trained me to be a combat medic, and they sent me to. They did all jungle training.
Yeah.
They sent me to Germany.
I tried to get into the military so bad. I wanted to do it to become an activist for the homeless and just mainly to do the right thing in their reserves.
It's good training.
I wanted to do it, but they wouldn't take me because I was they saw that I was allergic to asthma.
Oh yeah.
They saw I had asthma first of all, and I
Back
was
then,
allergic
they
to
didn't care
pollen.
what you had. Everybody went. They didn't care if you had one leg, you were going. They were taking everybody. Married, college, they didn't give a crap.
They wouldn't take me for some freaking reason. They wouldn't
Well,
take.
things changed now.
They wouldn't take me because of my because of my asthma and my allergic reaction to pollen. Other than that, I was fit to
You
go.
wouldn't do well with the gas when they throw you in the gas thing. And you got to put your gas mask on. They do all that stuff in training.
Yeah, I just wanted all I wanted to do was just get a job with them. Even if I had to carry this freaking rifle on my shoulder and a fatigue, fine, I'll do that. But I told him I didn't want to go in the worst way. I just wanted to like do the right thing and, you know, get these poor people where they belong, you know, after waiting such a long time. Even if we had to take turns kind of protecting them while one of them is doing their thing with them.
Well, that medical training stuck with me. Then I went to college when I got out.
Yeah.
Kept going. Then I wound up in construction, making money. But
So
still, all that medical stuff.
So you know what I did when I played hockey all these years? I considered that my military service, and I mean it felt just like it, kind of, you know.
Boom.
Yeah, it feels just like it, carrying those
Check.
hockey sticks and like.
Yeah, high sticking people.
I did it, and now
You see these dudes over there. They wonder where I went. Where are all the old guys over there? 70s and up.
Well, you know,
Good luck with that thing.
there's guys. You'd be surprised. There's guys close to your age who are still doing it, and it's crazy. But
I'm 76. I freaking gotta keep moving.
yeah, you have to. Yeah, you got to keep moving.
Sit around watching TV, you're dead.
No, I don't do that. I mean, I watch TV from time to time, but I just don't. I'm an out and about kind of guy. You know, like. How's it going? He was drafted into the military. So, I don't know if you guys heard, but I tried to get into the military myself.